So as you can see, I'm back in the van. I had a clear few days, so I decided to come west over en route to the Isle of Skye from where I normally live in the Cairngorm. So I started yesterday and kind of pootled along. I'm not in any hurry. Ended up staying here, which is about 15 minutes from the Skye Bridge. I think it's called Balmacara Estate. And I actually just ended up parking at this wee locken just above. You know, if you go through the estate uphill a bit, there was a little locken that I could just reverse pips into. So that was really nice. That was a really peaceful parking spot. And then we've just done a walk. It was about a 2-hour hike and it had really lovely views of Skye and all the hills and the sea. I'm quite lucky with the weather, and I think today's to be okay as well. Yesterday was actually quite sunny, and today I think it's going to be overcast, maybe a bit sunnier later. The weather deteriorates as the week goes on, but I'm okay with a little bit of rain. Yeah, I'm trying to learn to adapt to being in the van a little bit longer, so we're going to see how we go. I have to be back home for Friday, because I've got commitments on Saturday, but I thought I'd sort of start my trip on Monday and see how long I want to stay out really. And I'll be working on the road. Obviously I'm going to be vlogging a little bit. I'm not sure how many days I'm going to cover at the moment. Wait and see. But I also need to did a bit of writing yesterday. So I didn't vlog, I didn't do a huge amount. I mostly just drove a couple of short walks and did some writing, and then I need to do some editing as well. Yeah, trying to adapt to having a bit more of a nomadic lifestyle, which is exciting. And I just went into I was a bit bummed that the cafe is shut for a week or so, but the home shop was open and it was really pretty. Some lovely stuff in there, including some sea salt clothing. Luckily nothing was in my size, otherwise I probably would have bought something. Now I'd quite like to get a coffee, so I might head to the bridge over to Broadford and yeah, finally start the Skye portion of my trip. But let's get going. So I got my coffee, you'll be pleased to know. I drank that and did an hour or so of editing at Broadford, which is like the south of the island, and I've come north. I'm just south of Portree now in another forest. I feel like I'm inevitably always in forests, and I'm very conscious, I suppose, Skye is renowned for being quite touristy now, especially in the last few years. And even though we're in October, you know, technically out of season, I am keen to avoid the crowds. So I'm trying to pick walks that look like they're a little bit more quieter or off the beaten track. So I'm using Walk Highlands, which I've mentioned before. It's great. They've got their own app as well, so you can download their instructions in their map to use if you don't have signal, which a lot of the time you don't in these kind of places. So that's really good. So I think part of this walk might go along the coast as well, because I definitely want to do some coastal walks, or at least spend some time on a beach whilst I'm at Skye. So yeah, I think this is an hour and a half, maybe 2-hour loop, and weather seems to be quite nice at the moment, so fingers crossed we stay dry. Apparently it's t-shirt weather in October, which really doesn't feel right, but I have just gone up yet another hill, so that might have something to do with it. So you might be able to hear the wind. It is suddenly turned very wild, which is typical. I know it's funny, earlier I was just like in a t-shirt and now it's like strong winds, rain, like that is Scotland at any time, but especially at this time of year, it's so variable. And after a little bit of driving around, I think I've lumped on this parking spot because, to be honest, I don't think I'm going to find anywhere particularly sheltered, at least not north of the island, which is where I am now. So I've just come up some random road near Uig, I'm not sure how you say that. Hi baby, I'm talking to people. This guy's like, who are you talking to? And found a spot that's not blocking access or anything, just off the road, and it's really lovely. It's a bit exposed, but like I said, I think anywhere will be like this. I would have to know the island well to find somewhere that would be hidden from the wind tonight. So I'm not sure we're gonna have the best night's sleep, but it is a really impressive spot with like all the hills and the moorland around us. So I'm pretty hungry now, so I'm gonna eat my dinner, which I made before I came away and portioned up. So I had one lot yesterday and I've got the other one today, and it's just like a courgette and butter bean stew, really simple, and probably a large slice of sourdough because I've done a lot of walking today and I'm hungry. Well, it is wet and wild here on Skye this morning. I've just parked up at Fairy Pools. No, Fairy Glen. Fairy Pools is different. That's another like popular walk, because a very popular walk, in fact, that one. And I don't, like I say, usually tend to do the touristy stuff, but we were passing here and I'd not seen it, so I thought this would be a good kind of short walk to do, considering the weather is, yeah, very very wild, which I'm not usually afraid of. I go out in all weathers, and I did. But when you're doing van life, coming back with all your wet waterproofs and a very wet, smelly dog is not ideal. But it didn't look like it was going to clear up anytime soon. And I'd taken Skye out quite early on just for a 20-minute wander at a local woodland near Uig. I still don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, just to stretch your legs, and she can do her toilets and stuff. But I knew she'd want a longer walk. But yeah, I think today will definitely be more of a pottering day. I think I'm going to head back down to Portree and maybe look at a couple of the shops and have a little meander around there. I haven't really got any firm plans. Originally I did think I'd stay up north and go all the way to the top of the island and do a walk. I forget what it's called. I think it's in Gaelic anyway, so maybe I'll put it on screen. But it was quite a hike. I think it was 3 to 5 hours. And you like go to this really cool, like, oh, it's not really a bothy, but this like really cool building, and you get like all these gorgeous views. But like I say, the weather's not ideal, and I'm also conscious that Skye's getting older, and you know, she's had a couple of days now of quite a few walks, so I thought maybe this would be quite a good time today as being a gentler one. So yeah, head down to Portree. I've still not showered. So I might see if I can get a shower at the leisure centre, or there's some public showers if I want to go to that side, a different side of the island, or I will just cope for another day. My hair is definitely needing a bit of a wash, but I'm kind of like, you know, this is van life, so I'm not too bothered by it. I did live on a seabird island for a few months years ago now, where we couldn't shower. There was no running water for like a week, so I got kind of used to it. I don't think I smell particularly. I've been, you know, been washing in the van, but anyway, rambling. Yes, we're gonna head down to the Portree and see where the day takes us. So we're back in another forest because I was trying to actually go to a beach, but the parking proved to be too tricky. I got there too late in the day and there's not dedicated parking for it, and all the places it could have probably stopped were taken up, and there was more cars coming, and I was like, it's not worth that stress. So I think we're Aynort Forest at the moment, which passes via a lake, Loch even, as well. I'm not sure we'll do the whole loop. The whole loop's like 3 hours and it's already 2 o'clock, and I'm feeling quite tired now. I think a couple of nights of not great sleep is finally getting to me, but I did manage to have a shower, oh my god, my brain, and wash my hair, so that feels amazing. I feel like a new woman now. I use the public showers, it's just one, can't remember what the village is called, which was fine. It wasn't the cleanest thing in the world, but to be honest, at that point I was past caring, so I think we're just, Pie's been in the van now for, I mean, she's been in and out a little bit, but she's been in for a little while, so I want to get a decent walk for her, and then we'll find somewhere to have our dinner. So I've just made myself a wee cup of peppermint tea actually, because I feel like I want a little bit of a soothing hour or so. We had a nice hour out. We definitely weren't up for the 3-hour loop. Even Skye, I think, would have been a bit of a push for her. And to be honest with you, you don't really come to Skye for forests as much as I always can end up in forests. You come to Skye for the beaches, but primarily the hills. So the forests they're not a patch on the Cairngorms where I live, in my opinion anyway. A lot of them are non-native. It was nice enough. It's always nice going out in nature. Like, I never don't enjoy it, but it wasn't worth continuing around the loop really for something that was going to be quite samey. And yeah, we went down to the lock at one point though, which was lovely, but so windy. It's, I think, going to be even windier tonight, but I'm hopeful that the spot I've picked, I think, will be our overnight spot. And it's up high, but we're like sheltered, I think, a bit where the wind's going by like a hillock. I mean, it's still breezy. I'm still rocking a little bit, but at the moment the sun's out, so I've got the doors open. You probably won't be able to see the view because it's too bright. And yeah, we're making the most of the weather being on our side for a little bit. And yeah, I think we're both gonna enjoy a bit of a chill time for the rest of the afternoon into the evening. Got absolutely no signal, which is glorious. And I think I'll do maybe a little bit of work, or at least start organising some of this footage, but I'm also going to read more of this because I'm very much enjoying this. I mentioned picking this up in the library in my reading vlog, potentially, a vlog I did recently. It's another Eve Chase, third one of hers I've read, and she, like I said, is becoming one of my favourite authors. I read The Birdcage from her earlier this year. It was one of my only 5-star books already this year. And I don't know if this is going to be a 5-star. I think I'm going to see how it ends. It's not the same setting. The Birdcage was like in Cornwall in this like quite gothic house, whereas this is like London and Paris, so it's a bit more city vibes, I suppose. But it's intriguing. It's definitely intriguing, and the love story in it is very enthralling. It's got that kind of young love and then revisiting later, and yeah, it's getting to the last 100 pages now, so I think things are really picking up. So I'm keen to see how this works out. I'll maybe finish this on this trip, and you can see by the like number of tabs I've got in here, like she's just got such beautiful descriptions. I really enjoy her writing. So that's our set for the rest of today. Another day, another coffee. Apologies if there's noise in the background. I've come to Broadford and I'm just parked in the car park currently, and I have decided to start pootling home. Move my phone, that's distracting. Yeah, I was always thinking today might be the day I go home because I've only ever done 2 nights in the van, and this would be 3, so I'm getting better, but I didn't have the best night's sleep because it was pretty cold last night. We were nice and snugly and warm. I'd put the diesel heater on for an hour. It's the first time I've been out the van with the diesel heater, which is much needed, so I was very grateful for it. So it was warm before we went to sleep, but then I woke up about 1 or 2 a.m. and was cold, so put the heater back on. But I didn't want to sleep with it on, and it's noisy anyway. So I sort of waited to the van. I'm picking dog hairs off the camera if you're wondering what I'm doing. I waited until the van warmed up again, turned it off, tried to go back to sleep, and then I don't know if I did sleep, but then I woke up again and it was cold again, so I put it back on, and this time made myself a hot water bottle, and that did the trick, and I managed to go back to sleep for a little bit. But yeah, I was definitely up for a couple of hours doing all of that faffing about. So I had quite a slow morning. Just went to the woods again. That I did yesterday. Did like another bit of the loop because we were only parked like 4 or 5 minutes up the road from there. So Skye's had a decent walk, and I think we'll maybe find another one around here, or we will just sort of stop on route back. But I'll probably end the vlog here. I hope it's been okay. I feel like it's been a bit of a rambly one for one reason or another. I think I'm just capturing the reality of van life. Is like I never, even if I have a plan, it doesn't always go to plan. It depends, you know, what the weather's doing, what I need, or the dog needs. The dog is like a big factor in van life. So I didn't come to Skye with any expectations. Like I said, I've been before, I've done the touristy stuff. I just wanted to be in the van and have a destination. So I've achieved that, and I did enjoy the walks I did, but I am looking forward to spending a night in my own bed in our tiny home tonight. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will catch up with you very soon.